Hello students. So today we will be starting with next session on next topic in design of steel structures, that is tension members. Say consider this is a typical truss made up of steel. So basic loads acting on a truss will be dead load and live load, which are vertically downwards, and wind loads. Now wind plays a major role in design of steel structures. As far as concrete structures are concerned, if the height is less, say less than 50 meters or 60 meters, wind is not much of an consideration. But in case of steel structures, wind plays a major role. Let us start with some basic definitions. First, slenderness ratio. Slenderness ratio is defined as the ratio of effective length of the member to the minimum radius of gyration. So that is denoted by lambda. Lambda is equal to LE by R min. Now this lambda, there are certain limits to it. Lambda cannot be greater than 180 for reversal of stress. Now for any tension member, we have to find three strengths. There are three ways in which a tension member may fail. So three tests or three failures are: first, design strength due to yielding, and that is denoted by TDG, design strength due to yielding. This is also called as strength of solid plate, solid strength. Second, strength due to rupture, design strength due to rupture, TDN. This is denoted by TDN. Third, design strength due to block shear, TDB. So this is the denotion. So what will be the procedure? So for any member, for any tension member, you have to calculate TDG, TDN and TDB, and whichever is the least, that will be tensile strength is least, means lesser value of above 3. Whichever is the least value, that will be the tensile strength of the member. Now we'll study each of the members, each of the strengths separately. First is strength due to yielding, and this is denoted by TDG. These are given in clause 6.2, page 32 of IS 800. The code gives the equation TDG as AG Fy by gamma m naught, where AG is gross area, Fy is yield stress of steel, that is 250 MPa, gamma m naught partial safety factor of steel in yielding, and code gives partial safety factor for yielding as 1.1. So these are the equations for strength due to yielding. Second strength will be strength due to rupture, TDN, and these are given in clause 6.3, page 32 of IS 800. Now due to rupture, strength due to rupture, there are two cases. First, for plates, say for a flat plate or anything, for plates, the equation TDN is given by 0.9 AN Fu by gamma ml, where AN is net area, AN is net area, gamma ml is partial safety factor due to rupture. Now AN for bolts is given by 0.78 pi by 4 d square. This is for ISO bolts. Now for second case, due to or design rupture strength for angles. Case 2 for angles. Now remember, first let us understand the concept of connected leg and outstanding leg. Suppose this is a gusset plate, and for this gusset plate thickness has not come properly. Suppose this is a gusset plate, and for this gusset plate I am connecting an angle like this. This is a gusset plate. For this gusset plate I am connecting an angle. Let there be some bolting here. These are bolted together. Then this leg is called as outstanding leg. And this leg is called as connected leg. Outstanding leg, connected leg. Now equation for the angle TDN is given by 0.9 ANC FU by gamma ml plus beta AGO Fy by gamma m naught. Now let us consider an angle. Let this angle is connected to the gusset plate. Let this be connected to gusset plate. First let me consider bolted connection. Suppose you are providing bolts here. Now in that case this is unconnected length or outstanding leg, and that is denoted by W. Next, this distance from center of the bolt hole to this end is WL. Let this be thickness of the angle T. So here this is outstanding leg, this is connected leg. Now BS, shear leg width, means the section which is in shear from here to here. This section is in shear, and that is given by equation W plus WL minus T. W plus WL minus T, or W1 minus T. These value, even these diagrams and all the explanation is there in the code on page 32. You can go through. So this is for bolted connection. Now let us consider second case, a welded connection. An angle which is welded to the base plate. Let this be the welded portion. I am providing weld here. This is W. Always remember, W it is not vertical or horizontal, but W is outstanding leg distance. Now BS is equal to W for welded connection. Now let us consider, first let us try to understand how the bolt connections are made. Now let us consider longitudinal section. Let us say this is a bolted connection and this is a welded connection. Now I have to define the term LC. So LC is defined as distance between, always remember, center to center distance between outermost bolt holes. So if I have to consider this joint, center of this bolt hole to center of this bolt hole, This distance is defined as LC. Now similarly, for case of welded connection, say unequal welding is there. Here welding is this much and this welding is say L1, L2. In case of welded connections, LC is given as L1 plus L2 by 2, average of the welds. So LC is for bolted connection, center to center distance between two outermost bolts. In case of welded connection, average of two welds. Now from this we will define the term beta. Beta is given as 1.4 minus 0.076 W by T Fy by Fu Bs by LC. This should be less than or equal to Fu by gamma m naught divided by Fy by gamma ml, and again this should be greater than or equal to 0.7. If you solve this, you will get the answer 1.4. So what it means is your beta value should be in the range 0.7 to 1.4. Now let us look at that equation. This outstanding leg W, all these things they are given in the code book itself. All the definitions are here. Beta TDN equation is here, 6.3, page 33. This is the definition of beta, where W is outstanding leg width, BS is shear lag width, LC, so distance between outermost bolts. So all these diagrams, all the explanation is given in the code. Now for preliminary design considerations, code use an equation TDN to start the design work. TDN is equal to alpha into AN Fu by gamma ml, where alpha is equal to 0.6 for 2 or 3 bolts is equal to, sorry, not 2 or 3, 1 or 2. Alpha is equal to 0.7 for 3 bolted connections is equal to 0.8 for 4 or more number of bolts. Now, third case of failure is called as failure due to block shear. So, it may happen that suppose this is a gusset plate. For this you are connecting this member, load P is acting, so this member is a tension member. So at the connected end, so failure at the connected end. At the connected end, failure of tension may occur along a path where there is shear along some distance and there is some tension along some part of the joint. So this type of failure is called as block shear. Now let us consider this example. Now if you consider this example, suppose here this distance from here let me give you the names. Let this be 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4, these lines they will be in shear. 2, 4, this line will be in tension. So if failure occurs, this much part of the member may come out and this whole member will fail. This type of failure is called as block shear. Now for this I have to define the terms shear length and tensile length. Center to center of bolt hole perpendicular to load. This is the load. Distance perpendicular to load is known as LT. Similarly, length parallel to load direction is LV, outermost bolt to the end of the plate. This distance is defined as LV. So this distance perpendicular direction to the load LT. Parallel to the load direction, this distance is LV. Similarly, let us consider an angle. This is for the plate. Now let us consider the same for the angle. Now it may happen that this member at the joint, it may fail along this line, this dotted line. If this much fails, if this portion fails, the whole member will come out. So this is known as block failure. Now in this case, this much distance from center of furthermost bolt to the start is known as LV, and this much length is in shear. Now from here till here, this length is in tension, LT. Now where to put the bolts? That is given by value C, and this C is given in codebook SP6 part 6 page 196. The value of C for any angle is given in this portion, in this code. If these are the nomenclatures, then in this case 1 2 these are in shear, 2 3 line this is in tension, LT tension, perpendicular to load LV, parallel to load. So this is how we calculate LV and LT for different sections. Now equation for block shear strength is given by 6.4 page 33. So I have written the same equations here. TdB is equal to AVG into Fy by gamma root 3 into gamma m naught plus 0.3 ATN Fu by gamma ml or 0.9 AN Fu by root 3 gamma ml plus ATG Fy gamma m naught. So you will be getting two values. Whichever is the least, that will be the value of TdB. So you have to calculate both the values. Now if you look at these equations, there are a lot of terms. So we will try to find out how to calculate each of the terms. So first term what you come across is AVG. Next AVN, ATG, ATN. Even the basic definition of these terms, they are given in the code. If you go to page 34, look here how it defines AVN, AVG and AVN. G indicates gross, N indicates net. AVG is minimum gross area and AVN is net area. Similarly, ATG and ATN. Again, G indicates gross, N indicates net, T indicates tension and V indicates shear. So always shear length is measured parallel to load, tension length is measured perpendicular to load, and Fu is ultimate stress, Fy is yield stress of the steel. Now let us try to derive equations for each of the terms. First, AVG. Before going into these terms, let us try to understand what do you mean by net and gross. Let us consider one section. Say this is one rectangular section, and here there are two bolt holes. Now obviously if I have to find strength, this length will be critical section. Say this dimension is 200 mm and bolts are M20. Now if I have to find this dimension from here till here, this is known as gross length. Gross length means considering the bolt holes. Next, if I consider only the length without bolt holes, this much length, this plus this plus this length. When I subtract the bolt holes, whatever length you get, that is known as net length. So net length means total length minus bolt holes. That is the definition of net length. Now AVG. Here just remember the terms indicate all the things. V indicates shear, G indicates gross. So this is gross area parallel to load. Gross area parallel to load. Now let us look at this equation here. So this is the load direction. So gross area means center of outermost bolt to this end, LV into T thickness. So this is the gross area. So this is given by LV into T. Similarly, next term AVN. Again here V indicates shear. Shear means parallel to load. N indicates net area. So net area parallel to load. Now look here. Here these are the bolt holes. One hole. Second, I am taking from the center. So half the bolt hole. So if I subtract the diameters of the bolt holes, I get net area. So how do you find out here? Is equal to LV gross area minus bolt holes into thickness. So gross length or total length minus bolt holes into thickness, that gives me AVN. Similarly ATG. T indicates tension, G indicates gross. So gross area perpendicular to load. Just look here. From here to here, this much length is in tension LT. So LT into T, thickness T. Similarly for plates, center of this bolt to this hole, length perpendicular to the load direction. This is the load direction. This is the perpendicular length between two outermost bolt holes. This is LT is equal to LT into T. Similarly ATN. ATN means T means tension, N means net. Net area perpendicular to load direction. Look here. Here LT is from center of this bolt hole till here. Now if I subtract this bolt dia, center of this to center, if I subtract the bolt dia, I get net area. So LT minus bolt dia into thickness T. Bolt means bolt hole dia. Bolt hole dia into thickness T. So this is how you calculate all the terms and find out the three strengths. Whichever is the least, that will be the strength of the tension member. Thank you.